Every day on this channel, I go through everything Elon said on X in the last 24 hours. And as usual, there's a lot to go over today, but let's start with this reply to Andrej Karpathy, who served as the head of Tesla AI for 5 years. He says, "Love this, supercharger diner, but really kind of an exhibit for the future. I'm plotting a road trip from San Francisco to LA to charge Shadowfax." I'm assuming that's the name of his vehicle, but Elon responds saying, "Andrej, my long lost brother, let us work together again." And you can tell that got everyone excited with 9,000 likes. And Elon reposted this from Corey, who had date night at the Tesla diner. He says ordering from the Cybertruck touchscreen was awesome, and it's definitely the future of mobile food ordering. The diner was very spacious, but they waited an hour for their food, but that's understandable as it was opening day. Overall, a super fun experience and unique concept. He said the food was great, and Elon reposted this. And Elon posted this AI-generated video of a Tesla diner. And Zach says vibes at the Tesla diner are 10 out of 10. And Elon says Optimus will bring the food to your car at the diner next year. And he says we could put Optimus in a cute outfit too. And Omar noted over 30-minute wait times to get into the Tesla diner. He thought 80 stalls would be plenty, but again, it's opening day. And Steak and Shake says, "Welcome to the club, Elon." And Elon responds with some sunglasses. And Elon quoted this from Sawyer saying, "Tesla autopilot saves lives." Tesla has revealed that in Q2 2025, they recorded one crash for every 6.69 million miles driven in which drivers were using autopilot technology. For drivers who were not using autopilot technology, Tesla recorded one crash for every 963,000 miles driven. So using autopilot technology reduces your risk of a crash by about 7 times. And by comparison, the most recent data available from NHTSA shows that in the US there was an automobile crash approximately every 702,000 miles. And a senior staff engineer at Tesla, Yunta, says saving lives is our only objective function. Come work with us to save more lives, and Elon reposted it. And he also reposted this from Peggy, who says that China just reported 53% of all auto sales in June were electric vehicles. Very soon, this will be 100%. And Cole says not many people realize Tesla is essentially a holding company for many different billion-dollar companies, which include these 16 different factions of Tesla's business. Elon responds, "True." And today Tesla released their Q2 earnings report, and Elon reposted this from Tesla's account. Q2 2025 was a seminal point in Tesla's history, the beginning of our transition from leading the electric vehicle and renewable energy industries to also becoming a leader in AI, robotics, and related services. Hello, Robotaxi. We officially launched our Robotaxi service in Austin in June, with our camera-only architecture with neural networks trained on data from our global fleet of millions of vehicles. So here are the Q2 highlights. In North America, test drives are up 20% sequentially. As you know, Butts in Seats sells cars. Model Y is becoming more accessible with the recent launch of Model Y rear-wheel drive, which starts at under $45,000 with 357 miles of range. In Asia, we achieved record delivery volumes in South Korea, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Singapore. In July, we launched the Model Y in India, marking our entry into the world's third largest car market. And the new Model 3 earned a 5-star overall safety rating from NCAP, which was the highest result recorded to date against NCAP's criteria. We continue to prepare for a broader release of FSD supervised in China this year, pending regulatory approval. And in Europe, Model Y was the best-selling vehicle in Norway, Turkey, the Netherlands, Switzerland, and Austria in the month of June. And we continue to prepare for the launch of FSD supervised in Europe this year, pending regulatory approval. We did the world's first autonomous delivery to a customer. We expanded AI training compute with an additional 16,000 H200 GPUs at Gigafactory, Texas, bringing Cortex to a total of 67,000 H100 equivalents. Our lithium refining and cathode production plants remain on track to begin production in 2025, onshoring production of critical battery materials to the US. And we are on course to begin domestic production of our first lithium iron phosphate cells for our energy storage products later this year. We had record Powerwall deployments for the 5th consecutive quarter, and energy generation and storage gross profit increased sequentially and year over year, reaching a record of $846 million for the quarter. We started deploying Tesla Megapack from Megafactory Shanghai as the ramp continues as planned. And we added over 2,900 net new supercharging stalls, growing the network 18% year over year. And I'll quickly say my biggest takeaway from the earnings report. It was this sentence: "Our efforts to refine the Robotaxi offering in Austin are not location specific and will allow us to scale to other cities quickly with marginal investment. Awesome. And Mike says, every time I'm in my Tesla, I use Grok to learn. I used to waste time in the car and now I learn. And Tesla says, talk to Grok to dive into new topics on your commute or let it entertain your kids. And Elon reposted this. And then Jeff Lutz got Grok on his Cybertruck and he said, okay, this is the Grok release and it's exceptional. Low latency, immersive audio, useful, and I signed into Grok in my other car and was already signed in here. It's a seamless, high quality experience and you can tell this was built by one team essentially, and it will only improve. And Elon reposted this as well. And Elon has said in the past the Grok supercomputer Colossus 2 will be the first gigawatt AI training supercluster. And he quoted it today saying yes. And Grok voice mode is now available on the web. And it's the top rated AI app on both platforms, Play Store and the App Store. And Grok 4 officially takes the gold medal in the International Mathematical Olympiad. And Elon reposts this one. But Paratrooper says to get the woke out of Grok, Elon says we're working on it. As close to absolute truth is our goal. And Lewis says AI beating humans at math Olympiads is the natural sequel to conquering games. Some math problems are games. Find the proof, you save the princess. Physics is messier. Sometimes the real challenge is picking the right board. Does your model even match reality? And Elon reposted this one. And Elon wants to replace planes with rockets. SpaceX's Starship could take you from New York to Sydney in under an hour. It skips jet lag by literally launching you into space and back down somewhere else. It's like teleportation, but with fire and Elon energy. Would you ditch planes for rocket rides? This post says SpaceX's new Earth-to-Earth project is now pending for approval. And Elon quotes it saying, travel anywhere on Earth that's willing to allow loud rockets in half an hour or so at Mach 25. And SpaceX live streamed Falcon 9 launching the NASA Tracers mission to orbit from California. And here's the Falcon 9 landing at landing zone 4. And here's Falcon 9's first stage landing on the Just Read the Instructions drone ship. And here's some pictures of the takeoff from Florida, bringing some SES satellites to orbit. And here was liftoff. And today NASA reported that Uranus is warmer than we thought. New computer modeling techniques revealed that Uranus generates internal heat. This is similar to our solar system's other gas giants like Jupiter or Neptune. Elon quotes it with the eyeballs emoji. And Kyle's trying out Starlink for the first time at the lake house. He says this is better than his current home internet, and Elon reposts it. And tomorrow T-Mobile will officially launch T-Satellite, their partnership with SpaceX for Starlink direct-to-cell messaging. Elon responds to this saying, no more dead zones. He says we are solving cell phone dead zones with Starlink. And there's also going to be direct-to-cell ubiquitous connectivity provided by Starlink in Japan. Elon again says by partnering with Starlink direct-to-cell, your mobile phone company can eliminate dead zones. And a federal judge has denied a request from the Trump administration to unseal Epstein grand jury transcripts in Florida. And Elon asks why. And Thomas Sowell says slavery was an ugly, dirty business, but people of virtually every race, color, and creed engaged in it on every inhabited continent. The people they enslaved were also of virtually every race, color, and creed. And Elon responds 100. And unfortunately, Ozzy Osbourne passed away, a legend at Black Sabbath. Elon says rest in peace. And Google agrees to delete users' incognito browsing data in a lawsuit settlement. Wait, Google saved all my incognito browsing history? Yes. And Elon replies saying they did? Dang. And Secretary Kennedy leads the U.S. Department of Health, and he says our findings show that hospitals allowed the organ procurement process to begin when patients showed signs of life. And this is horrifying. The organ procurement organizations that coordinate access to transplants will be held accountable. The entire system must be fixed to ensure that every potential donor's life is treated with the sanctity it deserves. Elon responds to this with an exclamation mark. And are you this old? 3D pinball for Windows? They used to have this game on the desktop computers at my elementary school. Dave Plummer says, I'm so old I wrote that. That's assuming it's the Windows version, which is the one I worked on. He says success has many fathers and all credit should really go to the original designers. I'm just the fun uncle that brought it to the masses. And Elon says, nice. And David says the Jews went into space, becoming space Jews, to build city of Neo Jerusalem on the ice moon of Europa, orbiting what would become the Jewish planet planet Jupiter. And Elon has a laugh at this one. And there's no pillow as soft as a clear conscience. And Elon reposted that one. So that's everything that Elon said today. The stock is trading down 4% after hours. I think the earnings call is just about to start. So I'm going to listen to that. I'll cut out all the silences and I should be able to post that for you guys today. And if you guys want early access to these videos or you just want to support the channel, you can do so by joining the channel as a member. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.